How's it going, guys? Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about walleye rods. In today's world we have a lot more choices in lengths and actions, reel seats, guides we use. They all have a purpose and they all have very specific presentations, purposes as to when and where. Once upon a time, when the only thing we really had to fish out of as far as a shelter goes is the original fish traps. The stock standard 28-inch ice rods, I believe, were originated because of the shelf in the back of the fish trap would saddle a 28-inch rod. In today's world, with the implements of the bigger houses, better snow machines and things like that, we're able to get inside houses and fish with longer rods. Longer rods also serve a better purpose of fishing outside the shack. The difference in our rods between the inside rods and the outside rods are the guides we use. Our outside rod has a tied-on tip top, a guide, a lot less metal surface area, so we do have some less freezing. I mean, water under 32 degrees is going to freeze on anything, but the Alkanite insert and not using a full frame tip top with a big metal barrel, you have a lot less area to freeze water. We do upsize the guides on the outside as well as, and downsize them on the inside rods. The big thing with the Alkanite guides is they're very light, so we don't have a lot of vibration, which makes the rod very sloppy in the front. Here at Thorne Brothers, you do have several options of different reel seats. We have our stock standard 5-inch on our outside rods. We do run a longer tape-on Tennessee handle. Our signature series is the hidden hood that Thorne Brothers has been doing for like 25 or 26 years now. A plain Jane reel seat for the people that want to take them on and off. The most impressive reel seat we do is the reverse locking Tennessee, which is a total cork handle. Actually screw it on and off the rod, and there's no tape involved with it. The biggest thing I'd like to talk to you people about choosing a rod, I really don't care how big the fish are that you're trying to catch. The most important part of presentation to me is the size of jig that you're trying to present. Our medium walleye rods excuse me, are designed around a 1/4 ounce jig. You can drop it down to an 1/8 ounce and still feel the jig, and you can push it up to about a 3/8. But at that point in time, you are pushing this rod a lot. Our medium heavies will start at 3/8 and they will take it up and over a 1/2. So the big thing is match the rod weight to the lure weight that you're trying to fish. The other thing you want to remember when walleye fishing is the infamous dead stick. Everybody comes in and they want to look at dead sticks and they ask, what is your favorite length? For the most part, I run a 28 because I like the dead stick right next to me in the house. That puts my extra hole right by my feet. My jig hole is far enough away from me that I can still control it without wrapping up. There again, in today's houses, the longer 36 I think makes a better dual purpose rod. It makes a much better outside jigging perch rod and a walleye dead stick. The 32 is kind of the middle of the road. There again, depending on how much room you have in the house. And the 28 is probably the most versatile multi-species rod there is, because you can catch walleyes with it, perch with it, and it's still a soft enough midsection that you can still catch crappies with it. So the big key to your dead sticks, guys, is figure out where you want it, what size house you have, where you want your dead stick hole, and how many different species you truly want to fish with it. rod length is a personal preference. There is one in our stock standard line. The glass rods, we still do make a solid glass rod. There's a lot of guys that still like this rod today. It's a lot more forgiving at the hole. We all get really excited when that fish comes up to the hole, and the glass rod is very forgiving at the hole. So you have a lot of choices at Thorne Brothers. You have a lot of choices in today's rod. Decide what you're going to do, where you're going to fish with it, what presentations you want to make, and how many species you actually want to fish with that rod. Doesn't matter how big the fish is, matters how big the jig is. Hope that helps in your next rod purchase.